Hey guys, how are things? So, we're just going to test your psychic abilities and can you determine where we are tonight. So we're just going to take a walk down this way and we're going to go up Heartbreak Ridge and we'll get back to you when we're near the summit, okay? Well guys, look at this. We're just about 2 minutes away from the summit here of Montpelier Hill. But this little avenue in the forest, it's very creepy, very spooky. What do you think, Mark?
Yeah. So tonight, it's not really about the history of the place, because like there's lots and lots of videos on the history. It's kind of more about like what we experienced when we were up here a couple of times. We were just the two of us, and then we were in groups as well.
So what we'll do, we're just going to walk around the corner here and we'll come back to you. It's starting to rain here now, but it's quite a nice night. So we'll come back to you in a few minutes, guys.
So this used to actually be a 3-story building. It was built in 1725 by William Connolly, and on construction they took cairns from the back, and ancient cairns was desecrated in the making of it. So around about here, steps would have went up to the main entrance, the main door, and that's where the gentry used to go in, that section. And down here used to be the servants' quarters on either side, the kitchen, and where they used to get together. Over here, and there's one on either side as well. They reckon they used to keep the horses in there. And over to the left, there's a little step up where they would have gotten up. It was a step up to jump onto their horse. So fairly handy for them. But up here, there was the 3rd floor. It was like, it was a wooden kind of structure, wooden flooring. But that's gone now. And they used to sleep up there. I think the servants as well used to sleep up on that section.
Okay, and when did you say it was built again?
1725.
So you can understand looking out here, look at that beautiful view. I'm sure that's why they built it up here, so they could come up in 1725 and look at the lights of Dublin.
Yeah. So William Connolly.
It's a joke, guys. I know there were no lights there.
William Connolly. He was one of the richest landowners in Ireland of the time, and he was having Castletown House in Kildare built. So they reckon the same architect that was building Castletown House was actually after designing this as well. So his name was Lovett Pierce. They reckon it's him, but there's no proper
definition on that. Yeah, it's not definitive. Well, sure, look, will we go in and take a look around anyhow, and we'll just switch this off for a second and we'll come back to you. Hey guys, how are things? Come on, kettle's on.
So this plinth here over the fireplace, they reckon that they took that from the cairn at the back in the building of this. They took a lot of stuff from the cairn, so
So it was pretty much ill-fated from the get-go then, wasn't it? There was a desecration of a cairn. You couldn't really anticipate good luck moving forward. So, I don't know if you guys watched the video we did earlier on in the summer. It's actually the first video, and we messed up with YouTube channel, so we had to create another channel. Anyhow, I digress. The video was basically about back in the 90s. I'm going to guess around 1993. And for anyone just watched it, I'm not going to go on and on about this and bore you to death again. But myself and a good friend of mine, we came up here one night on the motorbikes. And we came in, parked up in the car park, and you know, if you cast your mind back into the 90s, I was around about 21 years of age. The reason I know what age I was is because it was in around the time I got my first Harley. So we pulled in here to the car park down below, down yonder, and no mobile phones, no torches, no LED lights, and the only form of illumination that we would have had were good old trusty Zippos. Anyone who's ever used a Zippo as a form of a torch or whatever, after a couple of minutes it becomes so hot that you just can't hold it anymore, and it kind of goes out, and you can't reignite it for a period of time until it cools down. Anyhow, we were walking down through the woods, and I suppose at the back of Killikee House, that part of the woods, and we could hear shuffling and moving through the woods and whatnot, and then eventually we could hear the shuffling surrounding us, and there was a kind of chanting. So it was definitely human. I don't think it was paranormal, but like I said before, very abnormal. That's my main experience here, and that's going back a good while ago. But in this room that we're in now, on a Friday the 13th, myself and Natalie recorded an EVP. The same EVP that, if anyone watched the Expedition X TV show based up around here, there was an EVP in that where it clearly says "Get Out." Myself and Natalie recorded that. I'm going to guess going back to something like 2018 or something like that, was it, Mark?
Yeah, it was April. It was
April the 13th anyhow, and a very, very dense fog came down that night. It was really, really hard to get up here. Like we literally couldn't see any more than an arm's length in front of us. It was that bad, wasn't it? Mm. So anyhow, and if you listen to that EVP in Expedition X, you can clearly hear the actual shutter clang of a Canon 1DX that I was using. It's a very distinctive sound, and sadly Expedition X didn't even give us any kind of credit for that whatsoever, and they even attributed it on to somebody else's experience, which I think is very representational of these kind of TV shows in general. I feel that it's paranormal acting, and I think that most TV shows, I won't say all, but most TV shows, if they were really being true and honest about it, there would be so little happening on a paranormal investigation in particular places that they would never be renewed for a second season. And I'd imagine that maybe people go into these things with the greatest of intentions, but they feel the pressure, I suppose, to produce results, and if the results aren't forthcoming, they must be created. That's just my thoughts on it. Everybody's entitled to their own opinions, but that's my thinking on it anyhow. So that was really the two most experiences I had here. One wasn't paranormal at all, and the other is, I suppose, can I say it was paranormal? No, I can't, but what I can say with certainty, there was nobody else up here that night with us. It was empty, and as you know yourself, if there was a heavy fog down, you know then that clearly there was no wind as such, because you don't really get wind and fog together. And it was a very, very dense fog up here, nothing like I've ever seen up here before or after. But then there was the knocking sound in the far room over here. Do you remember that?
Yes, up here we were with about, I'd say, 13 or 14 people, and I think it was like, was that 2018, 19?
Yeah, I think it was after that, so I think 2019 maybe.
Yeah, so a group of us, we went up into this room, and the other group, I think, was down here.
Yeah, so I was in here with Derek, with that group in here.
Yeah.
With Derek
and
Evans.
Derek Evans from Let's Find Ghosts. Well, he had his recorder going and he had captured everything. We heard thumps, thumps, thumps on the side of the building. Everybody heard it.
Yeah, very distinct. Like, I mean, it was audible. It wasn't something that you would have to go through on a recording afterwards and enhance anything. It was audible to everybody that was in the building. And what happened then, Natalie, afterwards?
Well, the next day he went through his recordings and he said he could, yeah, it showed up, you could hear everything on it. And then, lo and behold, the whole lot just vanished. 3 years of his recordings just vanished, all gone. So,
yeah.
But I mean, everybody heard it that night. Now, another time, I'm going to take that, Jenny.
Yeah.
Another time we were a few of us, about 4 of us, 5 of us, we were in this room and we always find this room here the creepiest of all, don't we?
Yeah.
Let me see.
Not with the flash lamp in the face, no, I can't.
Sorry. Sorry, it's so hard when you don't have like proper lighting.
Yeah,
But,
and they're tiny little steps when you have a size 14 boot.
Yeah, but we were here with Stephen was with us. Stephen, Joe, Damien, and the 2 of us. And we were calling out and we just heard an unmerciful growl.
Yeah.
And we thought that was a bit strange.
Yeah, like I have to say, most of the experiences of me personally I've had up here, but I don't have a lot of paranormal experiences, and I'd be quite sceptical as well, but not a cynic. But like I've had quite a few abnormal experiences up around here since I was a teenager, coming up here quite frequently. And there was one night we were up here with a group, and a guy appeared in the upstairs room out of nowhere, and he had, well, no, because I'm going to break my neck on the steps, they're too small.
I'll show you. Wait, come on.
Okay, I'll switch off and we'll go back up to the room. Okay guys, so this is the room that I was talking about, and there's a bunch of in this room anyhow. Next thing, a guy appeared, so we're upstairs now, it's like very like the room downstairs, but a guy came in through this door and he had a little bag in his hand. And he walked around the room a bit like, didn't he? And then went back out. So myself and Natalie thought he was with the group really, because we didn't know everyone in the group. And then we realised that he wasn't. Now bearing in mind, what time of night would this have been at?
9:30, I'd say.
I think it was even later than that, to be honest. Maybe 11 o'clock at that stage. Because it was coming towards the end of the night, wasn't it? So it was quite late anyhow. And like the general walkers, there was no more of them coming around or whatever. So I followed him downstairs and he went out, and I just knew what his behaviour was kind of odd, you know. So I asked him what's in the bag, and I took a look at the bag, and he had a kitchen knife for one of all intents and purposes. Now, I don't know what his intention was with the knife. Maybe he was coming up here to make a stew, who knows. But that was the story there. Definitely a bit odd.
It was a banger.
Yeah, a banger. Have some little poaching deer. So that was another bit of a strange occurrence. And then, as that time rolled into the summer, wasn't there a few people stabbed up here? So, well, I don't know, was it the same guy? I don't know, who knows. It definitely seems to attract a lot of weirdos up around here anyhow.
Definitely 2 tonight anyway.
Well, that's for sure. And we have to search to prove it. So, Natalie, do you have anything else to add to?
Nope, that's it, I think.
Very mild tonight, isn't it?
Cheers.
Okay guys, so here we are now, and so Natalie, what are these devices we have here? What's this one on the right?
That's the K2.
So
That measures the EMF, so electrical magnetic field.
so in theory then, this should be a very good place for this, because there's no form of electricity up here whatsoever or anything like that to interfere with that. And then this device on the left hand side?
That's the PSB11. So they say that spirit can manipulate and kind of be true on this type of frequency.
So I don't know if the camera caught that, but there was a little bit of a fluctuation on the K2 there. Did it fluctuate there just again?
Is any spirits here present? If you could put the lights up to green or to red. You'd like to come forward. Tell us your name, you can say it through the box here.
Did that fluctuate there again? Yeah. So if there's any spirits or energies here, we'd be very grateful if you'd light up this K2, this device, this box with the lights on it. Or even speak to us through the PSB box. Could you say my name across this PSB box?
This is Shane and I'm Natalie. You can say one of our names.
Is the energy here that told us to get out a few years ago? Are you still here?
What was your name? Because we didn't catch it the last time.
If that energy is still here, can you light us up, please?
Was your name Richard?
So, you may hear this, basically what this PSB box is doing, in my understanding anyhow, I don't really get into the gadgets very much. I don't really get into the gadgets very much. I'm a kind of a firm believer in photographic evidence, or if you can capture evidence, it'll be photographic or else recording audio in terms of an EVP. But my understanding is that this goes through a number of different radio frequencies. So it's lighting up there now anyhow. It goes through a number of different radio frequencies and it tries to answer particular questions. Okay, so maybe that's setting it off, is it? No, so that's not setting it off. So let's just see now if there's any energy or spirits here that you can light up this box. Okay, so at least we can determine that it wasn't the radio scanner there anyhow that's doing that. And like I said, the one thing that we can say about the Hellfire Club is that there are no electrical currents or anything like that up here. There is, at this point, no electricity up here. Maybe that'll change in the future too. And I wonder how the spirits of the Hellfire, the spirits of Montpelier, how do they feel about this being turned into basically a visitor centre? Does that displease you?
If you bring it up to yellow. You can bring it up to yellow for yes. Thank you. Were you a member of the Hellfire Club? If you could take it up to yellow for yes. Or bring it up to red for no.
So did that blip up to red there for
Yeah.
a second? It did it?
Well, it's gone to yellow there. Did you ever hear of a man called William Conley? William had this lodge built.
Are you happy that we're here tonight? Light the box up if you'd like us to leave.
Light the box up if you would like us to stay for another bit. That's gone off there. And that's gone off. So they want us to stay. Well, we're coming back on Saturday night. And guess what we're going to bring with us? A drink that you might have had back in the day. Skaltine. Did you drink Skaltine here at parties? If you can light the box up for us if you did. They like your questions, Shane. Maybe they only like men. Is that right? Do you only like men talking to you? Yeah. Do you not like women? You can bring it up to yellow.
So, do you want us to come back here on Saturday night? Do you want me to come back here on Saturday night?
Would you have played cards up here? Did you shoot up here?
So you came here when it was a hunting lodge?
Is your name William? William Connolly.
William.
And was your wife's name Catherine? Catherine with a K? And I do believe, William, that your wife Catherine was a very kind woman. And she had the wonderful barn built near Castletown House. She was very kind to all the workers during the famine.
So, William, we're going to be leaving here now shortly, but we will be back before the end of this week. We'll actually be back on Saturday evening. Will you come and speak to us on Saturday evening?
No, we just try this Tascam here.
Yeah.
Just see, can we? It'd be lovely, you know, to hear your voice, because we're always going on about you and your wife Catherine, and we actually even went to visit the wonderful barn in Kildare.
So, William, if you speak to us now, we can record this on the Tascam. Have you got a message for us? A message that you'd like us to project for you? So we're recording this here now. It would be really, really impressive if you could light up the K2, the cat ball, at the one time, and possibly leave a message in this EVP recording at the same time. So guys, I don't know if you're picking that up. It's definitely a stag calling there out in the woods. Would you like to be out after that stag, William? You're a shooter? A hunter? So, we're going to go now. We'll be back on Saturday night.
And we'll have a few friends with us, and we'll bring some scaltine. That probably wasn't William's thing though. I'd say William was more into maybe brandy or whiskey. What was your drink of choice, William? Or maybe you weren't a drinker. There it is, gone up there.
Yeah.
And it was such a pity you only had 4 years of this lovely building and then you passed away. Can you tell us what age you were when you passed away, William? If you say it into this machine here.
Just whisper it into the recorder.
I'll try and guess, will I? Were you in your 50s? Or are you in your 60s? Yeah? Okay. Were you 65? 66? 67? 68? 68? Let's check that. We'll have to check that now, just to see if we're right. I know you're probably right, William, but we're just going to check when we go home, and that would be very interesting to see if you were 68. Anything else, Shane?
No, I think we're going to wrap it up at this now, because we'll be back during the week.
And let's hope the deer don't get us on the way down to the car.
Well, let's hope they do. So,
okay.
If this is William's energy that's here now, thank you very much.
Yeah, thanks so much. I do feel it really is.
We're grateful for your understanding and your hospitality. And for anybody out there that is having a look at this, thank you very much for dropping by. And there's one last look of Dublin before myself and Natalie leave and fall down the mountain. Okay guys, see you soon.